Hi, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing a very interesting reading for you. Now, if this reading resonates with you, because we're going to be doing a reading on Pluto retrograde re entering into Capricorn, which Pluto is revisiting Capricorn for the last time in about 250 years. So this is huge. To me, this is astoundingly exciting. If this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think about it. I'd be really interested to hear it. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. The Ten of Wands. Yeah. Taurus, we will have a tendency during this time, and it makes perfect sense, to carry on more and more and more, to just put more on our shoulders, or we've been carrying so much that we just have a tremendous amount of responsibility. So just be aware of this. I mean, it can cause back pain. It can cause, hip pain. It can even be like shortness of breath just because we're just carrying so much. We're responsible, excuse me, for so much. So be aware of this. If you say, I feel overburdened, it's because you literally feel overburdened. You're going to want to like poo poo it off. Oh, I'm making something out of nothing, type deal. No, that's not the case at all. Be aware of this. And let's see what Spirit has to say, because then I want to dive into this time, astrologically speaking, for just a moment. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Here we have light reversed. And this makes sense because Pluto, king of the underworld type of deal, we can be feeling like the light, the brightness, the joy, the happiness. It's been diminished. It's like things don't shine as bright. It's kind of like when you're upset and you're remembering things. Everything is tinged in a bit of gray. It's the colors are muted. Here, just be mindful of that. Be mindful of the muted colors. Be mindful of things being a lot more intense than we need them to be, than we want them to be. We can also really need to follow the light. Okay, meaning get out in the sunlight, do meditation, around a flickering candle, that can be astoundingly beneficial, but follow the light. Also follow what brings you joy, what brings you happiness. There's a sense of, I'm doing a lot of what I'm supposed to be doing, but is it what my soul needs me to be doing? So Pluto retrograde began in Aquarius on May 1st, okay, 2023. And it moves into Capricorn June 11th, June 11th, June 12th, to October 10th, 2023. But it doesn't fully move out of Capricorn. It keeps bouncing back in and out until November 2024. And that's going to be the last time in 250 years that Pluto revisits Capricorn. So being aware of this, that this time frame is from the 11th of June to November 2024, this is going to be a time that's really quite intense. And I know it's a huge time frame. So let's look of what the tarot has to say. And then we'll get into the astrology, angels, and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Okay, this is a huge learning time for us. We have to release a lot of what we're carrying, okay? A lot of burdens that have been put on our shoulders that aren't right for us. There's a sense of like, no, I'm carrying this because I've been carrying this forever, at least 10 years. It can be 10 years, 10 months, since the 10th month type of thing. But I see it more as like you've been carrying this for probably at least 10 years. And this is a time where you're going to see that things are going to change. And they're going to change in a very big way, but there's a resistance to this change. But you're going to see that there's going to be like this big overhaul during this time. Now, I want to read to you what the senior astrologer at astrology.com, and I'm going to butcher her name, so I do apologize. It's Naraya, Narayana, okay, Mantufer. I'm saying that completely wrong, so I do apologize, but I will have her linked in the description box below. And what she says is that we will be continuing to see big names, politicians, billionaires, and media personalities fall from grace as Pluto continues to expose their hypocrisy. Okay, this is what this time is. And this is just so fascinating to me. While we are already seeing this trend, it will exacerbate when Pluto forms a square with the lunar node of destiny between June and September 2023. It will be mind-blowing to see how this relates to the decomposing of our old structures and paving the way for new ones to be built once Pluto finally stays in Aquarius for good, which will not be until November 2024. And I do apologize. I'm not the best at reading out loud, so thank you very much for listening to me. I have severe dyslexia, so thank you. Now, here we have the Nine of Pentacles reversed. The Nine of Pentacles reversed is that what Pluto is going to show us, one of the secrets that will be revealed for us personally, Taurus, is that we have a hard time being in the moment, right? We're going to either be in the past, we're going to be in the future, but standing right here, right now, and embracing our grace, embracing what we love, what we want, that can be difficult for us. So just be aware of this. With the Nine of Pentacles reversed, everything can also feel really overwhelming. We can see how much hard work is left to go. And it's like, well, how do I get there? How do I move me forward? How do I get to where I need to be for my heart, for my soul, for myself? Don't listen to everyone. It's going to be a time where we have a lot of voices coming at us. We need to listen to those who truly love us. And we know those people. We know those people, Taurus. Even if those people for us are simply our angels and our spirit guides, be aware of this. With the Chariot, we're reining in so much, but this is strong Cancer energy also coming through. Now, Cancer time frame is, what is it? It is June 21st to July 22nd, okay? And this can be a time that's very intense for us. Our emotions can kind of be all over the place. We need to rein them in, and we need to focus on goals. We need to have one distinct goal, move that forward. One distinct goal, move that forward. And we can feel like I'm not moving fast enough. I'm not getting to where I need to be. Everything is overwhelming. And that's fair. But what we're going to find here is that our heart is going to lead us in a direction we never expected. If we start to look at, what do I really love? What do I really need? If I start to step out of chaos and into myself, into what I desire for me, how does that change my world? And how does that lead me forward? With the Eight of Swords reversed, we have been in a cage for 8 years. This can be 8 years, 8 days, 8 weeks, 8 months, that type of thing. But it's for a count of 8. It can be multiples of 8 for some of us. We've been tied back by fear. We have been overwhelmed. And we wonder the way that we need to move forward. This is going to be a time where yeah, but what about this? And what about that? And oh my gosh, look at this. And oh my gosh, look at that. The worry, the endless worry, it starts to stop. But also a place we thought we were stuck, a place we thought we'd never be able to leave, it starts to change. And we're like, I can walk out of here. Like, I'm not tied back. I'm not tied down. I can walk out of here and embrace what I love in my life. There's a real sense of I'm taking back my power. I'm taking back myself. It's almost like the world has run away. What we wanted and what we loved and where we needed to be. Responsibilities took over, expectations of other people took over, but also fear took over. We could have an event that happened, and it's like it just stopped everything, right? It just stopped everything, and it made us afraid, and it made us overwhelmed. And I'm getting kind of choked up just even thinking about it, just seeing and feeling what Spirit is showing. And now I'm set free. Something here around 7 and 8, those numbers, 7, 8. Be aware of that, okay? Because now we're taking the reins, and it's like, I'm set free. I'm moving forward. I'm going after what I want. I'm going after what I need. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. Fortune is changing. It is. We're resisting the change. This doesn't mean it's a negative change. I know sometimes we see the Wheel of Fortune reversed. It's like, oh, fortune is changing for the worse. No, it's not. Fortune changes. And in the midst of bad fortune, we have beautiful times. In the midst of good fortune, we have terrible times. So here, just know like fortune is always changing. Life is always turning. Yesterday might be very much like, today might be very much like yesterday. It might be very much like the day before, but they're not all the same. They're all just a little bit different. And now it's time for us to embrace change. There's something here where it has been terrifying us. If we change, if we move, there's a sense of everything's going to fall apart. And it's not. We're resisting a change. We're holding things back. And then we're thinking in, pure human way, why isn't this changing? Like, why aren't I moving forward the way that I want to? Type of deal. It's because we kind of have the brakes on things. We're overwhelmed. It's a lot that we're dealing with. So here, with the Wheel of Fortune reverse, know that fortunes are changing. Know that things are changing for us. We have to let go. There's something here where it's like, we know what we're supposed to do. And I see this. It's like, I hear somebody whispering in my ear, which means that like we're being told what we're supposed to do. But are we doing it? No, I'm scared. I'm overwhelmed. No, that's too much work right now. One more thing on my plate, type of deal. We also know what we are supposed to be doing, but we haven't stepped into that change yet. This is going to be a time you will see by November 2024, which I know long time away from now. I totally get that. But we're going to see that our lives are so different. And one of the things we're going to ask ourselves is like, how is our life so different? It's like, because I stopped being afraid. And that's going to be something that's huge. Where we're having a cage, we're having restrictions, we're having them released. Now, with the Page of Pentacles reversed, just know that this is a time of a lot of lessons. Okay, we've buried things down. And what we're going to be finding is that we're kind of resistant to these lessons. So they're going to tap us on the shoulder. It's going to shout in our ear, and then it's going to smack us right upside the head. And then we're going to pay attention to them. It's not a bad thing, but just know that things will come at least in 3s, okay? Probably in 6s. So just be aware of this. Be aware. You're going to get messages through your dreams. Have a good night's sleep. Trust. Trust that you're okay. There is a huge transformation here in yourself and in what you want. But there is also the sense of like, I'm not a novice anymore. And we know that about ourselves. And what's really cool is that people know that about us. It's like, I'm not here simply to be a student. I'm not here simply to learn and learn and learn and never get anywhere with that learning. What Spirit is showing us is that we're here to be empowered. So this is all okay. So Spirit also said, for those of us who always say, no, I just have to learn a bit more. No, I just have to learn a bit more. I'm still learning this. It's like, now it's time to stop being the student and start stepping into your power. Because the funny thing with us Taurus, my moon is in Taurus, is that we always say, oh, I need to learn more. I need to learn more. And there are so many people who aren't a lick as talented as we are, who just jump in and say, oh, I'm an expert. And you're like, no, you can't just say you're an expert and be an expert. But they do, and people believe them. So here, embrace your worth and plant your seeds. But this is also a time where a lot of seeds that you had planted, you're like, well, you know what? I don't want that anymore. You'll see the seeds start to come back to you. It's like, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to look at this way. I want to look at this way. And you will start to find yourself moving in a direction that's right for you. And it's just like things are changing. It's not a bad thing, but it's like things are changing. The Ace of Wands. God, source, spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing you a gift of passion, of creativity, of insight. There is a sense here of, what do I love? Not being weighed down by it, because we tend to do that. We tend to take what we love and make it into a lot of work. But it's like, how do I rein me forward? Here we have Mamanin with two spears in his hand, right? Wands, spirits. It shows us taking this. And it's like, oh, okay, how do I move forward for me? How do I go to where I want? How do I embrace what I desire? How do I say, this is me? We are going to find a passion. We are going to find something that's like laser focus with us. And it's like, this is it. It can be a hobby. It can be, but I see this more in the line of work. I see this more in the line of, it's my time. And I know you guys are going to write. So, some of you are going to write and say, I'm old. I don't like that sense of like, I'm done, I'm old, I write myself off type of thing. How can I embrace my passion? How can I embrace what I want? I know people who are in their 80s, okay, who are in their 90s, who are learning new things, who are saying, I'm still going, so I'm going to still go. I'm going to still learn, I'm going to still heal, I'm going to still connect, I'm going to still. And they're radiant. And I know even with younger people, it's like, well, how do I should have started this earlier, or, I don't really have any talent. I have to learn more. I have to do this. I have to do that. Start to embrace your passion and take it slow. I heard this person say, you're not bad at it. You're just new. You're just beginning. So here, allow yourself to stumble. It's something that we as Taurians, it's hard to do, right? It's hard to allow yourself to stumble. Allow it, because you're going to see your fire burning. You're going to see your passion, leading you forward. You're going to absolutely embrace your own life energy, your chi, your desires, your heart, your soul, yourself. And you're going to start to shine. This is a time where you start to shine, Taurus, because you're looking at all the nonsense, all the things that you like, all the ways you tried to fit into the boxes and play right and do it, this way and by these rules and by those rules. And now you're like, this is me. Like it? Awesome. Don't like it? Don't care. It's kind of like, fine. But this is me. It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. It's the Ace of Pentacles reversed. It's dreams that have failed, haven't worked out. Seeds that were planted that didn't bear fruit. We're beating ourselves up off of it. We're beating ourselves up over it. And Spirit's like, stop it. Stop it. It is time to release. It's also interesting here because there's an awakening that's coming, but we're pushing it off because it's like, well, I failed already. And it's like, yeah, of something you weren't supposed to be doing. It wasn't supposed to be that way. So you failed. But see the way that your angels, your spirit guides, that you want to work, that you want to walk forward, that you want things to be. It's just interesting because Spirit's like, I'm talking to you, but I need you to listen. Okay? There's something here where it's like a seed has been planted. Somebody has told you this. It's like, but we're like, no, that's not the way I want it. And it's like, well, okay, that's not the way you want it, but that's the way the divinity wants it for you. There's something here that once we step into it, because we're like, oh no, that's not exactly the way I envisioned it. But once we step into it for us, it's like, oh, that's the way I needed it. Oh, that's why I had this dream. Oh, that's why I had this passion. It's going to start encompassing everything, mixing everything together. And it's like, oh, wow, that's super exciting. But we need to be mindful because first something's thrown back in our face and we're like, man, I failed again. Like, what the heck is going on here? So just know that something's not going to take off the way that we thought it was. And then there's going to be a healing that comes, an awakening that comes. Our subconscious message from spirit is serenity. We need to start embracing peace, serenity, hope, and joy. We need to. This is just a time where it's time to take it slower. It's time to embrace peace. It's time to kind of like, I'm just hearing whistle while you work. I don't know if Snow White is somebody's favorite Disney movie, but there's just a sense of like, do it all with joy. Do it all with peace. Let that joy and let that peace and let that beauty be a part of you. Serenity. Just, it's funny because I always think of the movie Serenity, right? Firefly, those movies. So if that resonates with you as well, like there's a sense of something that can seem ridiculous becoming beautiful. Like, oh, cowboys in space, right? If you know the movie, or the TV show, But like here, it's like, do it with peace, do it with joy, do it with kindness. Embrace your heart, embrace your soul, embrace yourself. It brings us to our subconscious tarot message, which is the Four of Pentacles. Not the Four of Pentacles, I'm sorry, the Four of Wands. And they all live happily ever after, right? This is a celebration of family and friends. This is new job opportunities, new house. This is a celebration. This can be, fixing things up exactly the way that you've always wanted them. This is abundance coming in and just shining in your life. And everybody's celebrating it with you. The Four of Wands is celebration. The Four of Wands is actually my minor arcana Hierophant card. So it's the minor arcana marriage card. And your card is the major arcana marriage card. It's dedication. It's a sense of when I dedicate myself, marriage is a easy way of showing dedication, right? Or a kind of straightforward way of it. But it's like when I dedicate myself, I am dedicated. And that's it here. Subconsciously, we are dedicating ourselves. We are absolutely embracing what we desire, what we want, who we are. Subconsciously, we're setting down a really solid foundation. And we're going to see that growing into something beautiful. I'm just seeing beauty being so important for you. So important for you, Taurus. Embrace the beautiful. All right, Taurus. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. You have a repeat of the number 10 here. I don't know if we said this earlier, but there's a big change. And there's a big change that we're resisting. It's like we're holding it back. And when it comes through, my gosh, it comes through like a wrecking ball. Like it just will break down old orders, old ways of things, and you will start to see new, beautiful lushness growing around us. Okay, growing around you. All right, Taurus. Again, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Taurus. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. Have a blessed time and embrace the transformation. It's going to be something we really can't ignore. So free yourself and release and embrace the change that's coming forward. I love you all. God bless. Bye.